Desire is the driving force in our material success, material gains, material achievements. To lead a successful life, we must have a strong desire to get what we want to lead a successful life. To be educated, to pass examinations, we must have a desire. Desire is the driving force to pass examinations. Desire is the driving force to be rich, to be powerful. If you want to achieve political power, you must have a strong desire to achieve success in political power. If you want to be successful in accumulating material wealth, you must have a strong desire to achieve that success, to gain material wealth, to lead the happy, pleasant life. Although desire is essential to lead a successful life materially, it is the greatest impediment, obstacle for spiritual advancement, for spiritual success. The highest spiritual bliss called nirvana is called desirelessness. In Pali it is called Dhammacakkappavattana. In Pali, in the Buddha's language, nirvana is called Dhammacakkappavattana, meaning the complete eradication of all desires. It is a desireless state of mind that turns to be the supreme bliss that one can experience in attaining nirvana. Desire is a mental force. It is a mental state. It is a psychological form. And that psychological desire is always related to psychological time as well as to physical time. Physical success we can have as a target, and it takes time to succeed physically, materially. It takes time. Desire is the target of that particular success. Target is something in the future. The target of a desire is not, it's a reality, but not an actual reality. It is a dream. You dream of some material success or spiritual success. Even a Buddha seems to have had a desire, strong desire of willpower to attain Buddhahood, to attain enlightenment. But that very strong desire itself became the greatest impediment for his enlightenment. With that strong desire, he has tried several methods, several techniques for nearly 7 years to be enlightened, but he failed to get enlightened. He got enlightened only when he get rid of all desires for enlightenment. He let loose all his bondage or binding or the desire for enlightenment and set under a bow tree. Let anything happen to me, I am not going to get up. That is called Chaturanga Samannagata Virya. Let my body get absorbed by the body with death and decay, there is no point in my getting. That is, he had given up the strong desire. Desire, as I mentioned, is not although it is in the present moment is a reality. And the desire of the present moment is a reality, but the target of the desire is a dream, is an illusion. It is related to the unborn future. And always desire is based on our past experiences, past knowledge. Thus, the desire is related to the time dimension. Past belongs to time dimension. There's a duration of the past. Future is of time dimension because future has a duration. But the present moment is a meeting point of both past and future. It has no time duration. Enlightened live in that timeless present moment. Nirvana is at that timeless present moment. That is why Nirvana is described as thanditiko. It can be seen now in the present moment. It is there in the present moment to be seen. Eipasiko, it is here. That means Nirvana is here and now. Here means a point in the space. Now means a point in the time duration, but without a time duration. The desire, as I mentioned, is time bound. We desire pleasures that we are not enjoying at the present moment. The pleasure of being rich, the pleasure of being powerful, the pleasure of being famous, and so on. But we don't have at the moment. We imagine in our mind as a dream that we want to achieve in the future, in the unborn future. And that desire, as I mentioned earlier, is based on the memories of the past. The memories of the past have built up a tendency in our subconscious mind to desire pleasures and to avoid pains. Buddha said all our suffering, mental suffering called dukkha, is caused by the desire called tanha. Tanha is called the dukkha samudaya, the source of all suffering. That desire he refers to a negative desire and a positive desire. Positive desire is to enjoy pleasures, to gain pleasures. Negative desire is not to undergo pain. Positive desire to enjoy pleasure. Negative desire not to undergo pain. And we have similar desires, a lot of similar desires. We have a desire to be somebody or something or some state and desire not to be. We have the desire to be rich. A negative, that is a positive desire. A negative desire not to be poor. A desire to be happy, positively. A desire not to be unhappy, that is negative desire. Buddha referred to in his first sermon called Dhammacakkappavattana the positive desire as bhavatanha. Bhava, bhu, it's come from be, to be. Bhavatanha is the desire to be. For example, the desire to be rich, the desire to be educated, the desire to be happy, the desire to be powerful, and so on. The desire to be famous. Then he referred to the negative desire as vibhavatanha, not to be. It means not to be. Bhavatanha literally means the desire to be. Vibhavatanha literally means the desire not to be. It is due to these two types of desires that we always struggle, exert, get tired, do everything. Basically, all our desires are related to our sensory experiences. They are sensory desires, desires of the senses. Our fivefold external senses have 5 types of objects that they desire. Mind too has an object. Mind wants to be pleasant. Mind wants to be pleased. The mind wants to be happy. That is the desire of the mind. We need a relaxed, happy, pleasant mind. We desire the pleasures of the eye. As we desire the pleasure of the mind, pleasures of the mind, we desire pleasures of the eye, things pleasant to the eye, things pleasant to the ear, pleasures of the ear, pleasures of the nose, pleasures of the tongue, pleasures of the body, and pleasures of the mind. Therefore, desire is always aimed at a pleasure which is not at the moment, but which one expects at the next moment. Next moment is a future, when you look at from the present moment. As you don't have it at the present moment, desire is an imagination. Desire is a dream. That means it is not an actual reality, though it appears to be real. It is always a non-reality, not an absolute reality, but an apparent reality. All our targets in the mind are apparent realities. Those realities we think can lead us to a pleasant life, but according to Buddha's teaching, our desire for pleasure is a source of suffering and source of fear. In the Piyavagga of Dhammapada, Buddha says, Piyato jayati soko, piyato jayati bhaya. The pleasantness that we dream of is a source of sorrow, soko, is a source of fear. Why? The basic nature of everything, every phenomenon in this material world is that every phenomenon is born to decay and die, whether animate or inanimate. Even the very universe, the mighty universe, is born to decay and die. All planets are born to decay and die. All suns and stars are born to decay and die. All beings, inclusive of even deities, are born to decay and die. Whatever that is born is subject to decay and die. That is the basic truth that the Buddha realized at his enlightenment. That is why his mind got free from attachment, resentment, and illusion. Attachment is referred to as raga, resentment as dosa, and illusion, our imaginations, what we dream of, as moha. Enlightenment is freedom from attachment, resentment, and illusion. Therefore, enlightenment is called vitaraga, that means extinction of attachment. Vitamoha, extinction of resentment. Dosa, extinction of resentment. Vitamoha, extinction of illusion. That means enlightenment is being realistic, because with the enlightenment one realizes the ultimate reality, which is free from attachment, resentment, and illusion. And that reality is nowhere else but within our own mind. And it is free from time dimension and space dimension, not limited by time, not limited by space. That means the nirvana is omnipresent. It is there, omnipresent, and it is eternal. Why? It is not born, therefore it does not die, it does not decay. It is not an event. Therefore, any event is time bound, therefore nirvana is not time bound. It is the eternal state of bliss. It is a bliss because it is free from positive desires, negative desires, and illusion caused by positive and negative desires. As I mentioned, vitaraga, vitadosa, vitamoha, state of mind. It is called akalika, it is free from time. As I mentioned to you, all our desires, positive or negative desires, are time bound. We desire positively or negatively based on our experiences of the past, based on our memories, based on our past tendencies. And all our desires are aimed at the unborn future, based on the dead past and aimed at the unborn future. Positive desire means to get something that is desirable. Negative desire is to get rid of something that is undesirable. It is because of these type of two desires that we struggle, that we make all efforts. No efforts are made when one becomes desireless. All desires are self-centered. We desire for the self. I want this, I don't want this. I must be there. The concept of I-ness, what we call I, get extinct, that idea of I get extinct at the very first stage of nirvana called sotapannahood. Buddha referred to that concept of I as sakkaya ditthi. Ditthi means an opinion, an idea, not a reality, but an idea based on past experiences. When you meditate, when you observe yourself, both your mind and body, when you observe diligently, wisely, you will see there is no self in anywhere in our body or in our mind. the stimulation of senses that lead to thinking, mental formation, mental images. They are not they are not mine. They happen naturally. I can see, it's a natural phenomenon. Ears can hear, it is a natural phenomenon. They happen automatically, you are not doing it. Feelings come because of sensation of the sensory organs. The feelings are not yours. They crop up naturally, spontaneously, without any self in it. There is no self in the eye, ear or any sense organ, and there is no self, you realize, in any feeling, pleasant or unpleasant or neutral. Then all those sensory objects are recognized according to the signals given by the senses to the brain by the mind. That is called sanya. Stimulation of the sense organ is called rupa. The sensation, pleasant or unpleasant or neutral, is called vedana. The signal sent by sense organs with regard to the sensory contact into the brain is called sanya. That sanya crops up and recognizes what that particular object is, and there start the thinking process, and that thinking process is called sankhara. Sankhara create a power for us to be reborn again and again, and that power is called vijnana. There are 5 aspects of the mind. Buddha referred to these 5 aspects as the source of suffering. Panchupadana Kanda Buddha in his very first sermon called Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Thinking is based on our desires, positive and negative. We think of things that we like, dislike or ignorant of. That means thinking is based on our likes, raga, dislikes, dosa, and our ignorance, that is illusion called moha. Thinking stops. Thinking stops means positive and negative desires stop. Absence of positive desire is called vitaraga. Absence of negative desire is called vitadosa. Absence of the ignorance of the reality is called vitamoha. What is the basic reality of everything in this world? Everything is born to decay and die. That is the realization that the Buddha's first disciple called Prayer Kondanya arrived at the end of the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the Buddha's first discourse. Buddha referred to that understanding as the fact Sankincha samudaya dhammam sabbantan nirodha dhammanti. All our mental forms are born to decay and die. That is the realization. Once you realize it, you get rid of your attachment get extinct, your resentment get extinct, and you have the capacity to accept things as they are. That means yata bhuta jnana dakshana, seeing things as they are and accept things as they are, yata labha santutti. That is possible when your mind is free from prejudices, your hidden likes and dislikes. That is why it is in Karanimya Sutra, dittincha anupagama silava dasanen sampanno. And such a mind comes to the supreme bliss, enter the supreme bliss called nirvana, which is at the very base of our mind. And that state is free from time, free from desire, positive and negative, and free from time. There is no distance, no time, no distance to achieve your targets. Therefore, nirvana is called anantam, boundless in space. Akalika, boundless in time. And that is the original state of mind hidden by the ephemeral thought forms called mental images. When you go deep into a mentality by observing them through vipassana, the insight meditation, you realize the ultimate bliss called nirvana, hidden by those ephemeral mental images in our mind.